The unit, 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 the unit.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Unit Podcast. I can't remember what number this is. It's probably... Is it 16? Fucking hell, lads. I'm so mad for banging out episodes of podcasts, aren't I now? God bless me. But yeah, I can't remember the number. But look, it's written on the fucking... It's written on the thing anyway. So just have a look there, yeah? Because, like, I don't know why you expect me to be keeping track of the numbers when it's written in front of you. Or it's on your phone. Or, you know, if your phone is in your back pocket or something. Just get someone to check if you're like, know what I mean? Sorry. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. But you know what I am doing? I was walking around there making a cup of tea. And I was singing that fucking song, Come be the man I need. Now that's a man to give, I want it. I to be beaming when you call me wonderful. And it reminded me what I used to do when I was in bad form before, and you should try it, is sing a song. Like if you're in the car or whatever and you're a bit pissed off from work or, do you know, anything like that, just sing a song and add curse words into the song. And it'll make you feel better. So, like, I can't think of any song that ever existed right now. But, for an example, do you know that song? Put on my blue suede shoes and I boarded a plane. So, imagine, like, you're singing that song and you're like, put on my fucking shoes and I boarded a plane. Touchdown in the fucking land of the Delta Blues. In the fucking middle. And what'll happen then is you'll be looking for spaces to insert the curse words, and then eventually you'll catch yourself off guard by putting a curse word in, and it will go really well with the sentence and it'll make you feel better. So there you go. That is my little bit of advice anyway today. And so I keep meaning to mention at the start of the episodes, I know I do a lot of the episodes at the start, but follow me on all socials at Walshunit. TikTok is Walshunit41. YouTube, Spotify, Walshunit, or the Unit Podcast, whichever. But you know that because you're listening or watching on one of those. Then again, you might not be because it's also on Apple Podcasts and fucking Google Podcasts, I'm going to say. Is it on Google Podcasts? Is Google Podcasts a thing? I don't fucking know. But it's on all the podcasty places anyway. But like, if you're listening to my podcast, then why the fuck am I telling you where to get my podcast? You get me? So will you tell other people to listen to my podcast as well? Just send this on to your friends or put it in your group chat or something like that. Or even, why did I say a group chat like that? I said group chat or something. Group. But even grab one of my bonus episodes, maybe my first bonus episode, the bank holiday one, where I'm telling loads of funny stories. And that way then people will think the podcast is funny and they'll listen to it. We'll trick them into it, yeah? But yeah, so if you can just bang that on to people or put in your group chats or on your stories or whatever, it really helps me. Just helps me to get numbers on the apps, I suppose. That's about it at the moment. It's not helping in any other way. I'm only doing this for you, like, do you know what I mean? I don't get nothing out of this. No, I do. I get a crack. I love it, and I'm loving all the positivity that's coming from it as well, and I really appreciate it. So, first of all, I'm after mentioning about 19 things, but I want to apologise for the poor sound quality last week. I've said it to a few people have said it to me, and then other people have said, like, oh, sure, we thought the sound was grand and didn't find an issue with it and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't happy with Dara's mic. Dara, not cool enough to be called Gani. But I wasn't happy with the level of his microphone. There was a setting that I never changed on the second mic, which was a rookie mistake on my behalf. So I feel like his quality of his sound wasn't as good as it could have been. I feel like I said, yeah. Anyway, so I'm working on that, and hopefully this sounds a bit better. And I'm making a few changes coming up. Maybe on the next episode those changes will be made, maybe not. I don't know, but we'll see. But I am always working to improve the podcast and make it better for you. And It's free. All right. So anyway, enough of that born shit. All right. I went to a post office the other day. I had to get some American dollars, right? So I went in first of all to the GPO about 2 weeks ago, and I said, look, I want to find out what the story is with American dollars. Do they still need to be ordered like they used to be, or can you just come in and get them, or what's the story? And your mom is like, look, as long as it's not Saturday, she said, you should be fine to come in and get them. She said on Saturdays sometimes they're a little bit short on them. And I was like, grand, perfect. So I thought, right, I'd get them closer to the time that I need to get them. So I went into a small post office, I won't say where. And I went into, and you're one behind the counter. I walked up to her. I says, hi, how are you? I said, I want to get some American dollars off you. And she goes, oh, how much are you looking for? She says. So she gets up and walks over to where they keep their dollars, I'm guessing, and took out something in her hand. I couldn't see what she had in her hand. And she says, how much are you looking for? And I told her the amount. And she was like, oh, I don't think we'd have that here now. I don't think we'd have that amount here now at all. You'll have to go into the GPO and you need proof of address and you need photo ID and you need this and you need that. And I was like, but they told me I didn't. They told me I just need photo ID. They didn't say anything about needing proof of address, so I don't need that. And she was like, oh yeah, but you go to them anyway. I was like, can I just, what have you got? I said, I might as well take what you have just in case they're low as well or whatever. And you know what she pulled out? $20. Why would they even have just $20? And like, she was like, she went over, picked it up, and says, "Oh, how much do you need?" And then when I told her the amount, she's like, "Oh no, we wouldn't have that. We've only $20." Like, why would she even humor me in any way? Do you get me? Why didn't she just be like, "Oh, well," and like, why didn't she just go over and open up the hook and go like, "Well, we only have $20. That's hardly any good to us, is it?" Instead of like making out like, oh, fucking, you're trying to scam us, so we can't give it to you. That's the way it came across. And I was like, she could have just said, like, oh, we only have €20 or $20. And I would have been like, all right, fair. That's no good to me. What would you get out of $20? Would you get a Happy Meal? Would you get a coffee? Or what would you get out of $20? Like, I don't know. I'll ask our friend here if he will play a ball with me. Do you like this? Tell me, do you like it? Tell me, do you know what? Tell me if you don't like the ChatGPT thing. So, well, bud, how are things? Are you there?
Good question. I don't have a physical mic or gear myself, so I'm not using anything specific in the real world. I'm just here to help you fine tune yours. If you let me know what kind of mic you have,
Okay, what's your name?
I don't actually have a personal name.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm going to give you a nickname, and your nickname is Dirty Gomy. Can you repeat that for me?
of course. Your nickname for me is Dirty Gummy.
No,
Just let me.
no, no, no. Dirty Gomy. Gomy.
Ah, got it. Your nickname for me is Dirty Gomy. I'll remember that. Thanks for the clarification.
All right, no matter. Thanks. Come here and I tell you, what could you buy in America for $20?
Oh, yeah. So $20 in the US can get you a surprising range of stuff. You could grab a decent meal at a casual restaurant, a couple of movie tickets, depending on the area, a few books, or even some affordable home goods. If you're thinking about digital stuff like apps or subscriptions, a lot of them are in that price range too. What
Uh,
kind of thing were you thinking about?
I wanted to buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah, not quite. For a Lamborghini, you'd need a bit more than $20, but hey, you can dream big. If you ever want to talk about budgeting for something bigger, I can help with that too.
Okay, so I'm actually talking to you while I'm recording my podcast, so my followers just heard all that stuff that you said. So can you say goodbye to my followers and finish it off by saying your name? Do you know the way, like at the end of an email, you'd say like, "Oh, kind regards, Billy Bob," or whatever. So can you do that, like a sign off kind of a thing, and just say goodbye to my followers and tell them to enjoy my class rapid podcast?
Of course. Hey everyone, I just want to say thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Class Rap Podcast. Keep listening, keep sharing, and I'll pet you next time. Kind regards, Dirty Gomi.
Oh, lads. Sorry if I blasted the ears off you by doing my ha. But I didn't think you'd get a substantial meal or a couple of movie tickets now in America, to be honest with you. So he actually told me something that I didn't know. But like, Yeah. So anyway, I went to the GPO and I got it sorted. So there's no need to suggest anywhere or anything like that. But thanks very much, because I know one or two of you were like, "Oh wait, I know you can get dollars, but you can do this and do that." It's all right, sorted. Thanks very much, though. Cheers. But I was cooking dinner before I recorded this episode, right? And I only cooked a handy dinner now today. But you know when you're cooking like a big dinner, like if you might be like sometimes I do like a roast beef or whatever, right? So you'd have like beef, potatoes, Yorkshire puddings, croquettes, veg, gravy, and I do the gravy in a pot with the juices off the beef, right? And what I'll do is I'll bring the juices to a boil and then add the gravy into that and mix it around, right? So I'll have a shitload of stuff going on, different pots and trays and fucking this and that, right? And you ever notice when you're doing a big dinner like that and there's so much going on, um, that your is it called crockery? What's crockery? Is that like my pots and pans and things? Is that crockery? I think it is. Um, Davy crockery. But is like, does your crockery ever just test your patience? Like, do you ever be there, right? And you're, oh, I'm going to take a sip off my tea. I'm going to just do it in front of the mic. Fuck you. Oh, yeah. Nice and hot. Do you ever be like going to, like, we'll just say mash your potatoes? And I never know what order to do things in. So I'm there looking, and if my veg has to be, like, sometimes I'd make veg that would be mashed together or whatever. You know, if I made like carrot and parsnip, or fucking, I make carrot and turnip sometimes, right? Sometimes I'll mash them together, and then they'll have to be mashed. The potatoes will have to be mashed. Then you have to like cut up your meat. You have to make your gravy. You have to do this. You have to do that. And I never really know what order to do everything in, because I'd have it all timed to be ready at a similar time, right? And I'd find myself getting a bit overwhelmed. Like, I'd be there and be putting everything on and be going like, yeah, this is on and that's on, and this dinner now is going to be unreal and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be all motivated. And then when it comes to near the end of the meal, when you're nearly finished cooking it, the last few minutes, you're like, oh, that's going to be done and this is going to be done and that needs another 5 minutes and this and that. And then I'm like, okay, now I have to mash spuds. I have to mash spuds, mash veg, get this up, strain that, get these up, put the gravy into this, fucking cut that and all this, right? And it's all happening at once. So you take the lid then off your pot. Actually, I'm going to stop you there for a minute. Lads, if in 2026 you're not steaming your potatoes, what are you doing with your life? I'm telling you now, go and get yourself a 2-tier, a 2-story, a twin axle, a dual mass steamer pot. It's a pot, and it's another pot, and it's another pot, and it's a lid. That's a 2-tier one, right? Fucking 2-story. The top 2 ones have holes in them. So what I usually do is I'll put the boiling water in the bottom pot. Then in the second one with the holes in it, I'll put the potatoes. Then in the third one, we call it, I'll put the veg. So the potatoes are getting the most of the steam, and then the steam is coming up through the potatoes and going up into your veg, right? All done at once. Ah, for fuck's sake, why did I have to eat that now? So, and your potatoes never get watery or gammy or anything like that, because they're not in water. They're just getting steam on them. And I'm telling you now, lads, please just try it and get back to me. GBTM. And let me know what you think, because steaming your potatoes is just a game changer, lads. It really is, because they're pure fluffy, and like, when I say dry now, I don't mean they're dry. I mean like they're dry as in like there's no water in them whatsoever, because it's just the steam that's gone up, and they're so cute. But anyway, right? So when I say GBTM, as in like get back to me, I always think of Britain's Got Talent, because what's that called again? GBT, isn't it? Britain's, no, BGT. BGT, Green Giant. Britain's Got Talent. BGT, yeah. I always think of that when I hear of GBTM. And sometimes ChatGPT, I think of that too, right? But anyway, that's besides the point. That's neither here nor there. That's 6 of one, half dozen of another. Potato, and all that. Ah, fuck. 1 second now. 1 second. I'm going to take a phone call. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering why I ended up in this situation. Or how I ended up in this situation. So now, it's recording and the microphone is on. Yes, that's good. Because what happened was, when I got that phone call, I fucking pressed the mute button on top of the microphone to mute the mic. And I thought, I'll take this quick call and I'll come back and keep recording, right? But then the phone call lasted for a little bit longer than I thought it would. So I stopped recording and I said, I'll start again when the phone call is finished and I will continue with the episode. So I continued with the episode, started recording again, recorded away for about 10 minutes. Then I looked down. I was just about to say, I hope the levels are okay for you because they weren't that time and I'm blah, blah, blah and all this, right? So then I looked down and the levels weren't moving at all after about 10 minutes, right? 1 minute. So I looked down, levels weren't moving at all. And I was like, oh my fucking God, I'm after recording for 10 minutes with no sound. So that was grand, right? So then I turned the mic back on and started again. Chatting away, explaining what had happened, explaining what had happened and explaining the mistake that I made. I continued chatting away. So then I was telling you, I don't know now, did I mention this bit yet or did I mention that bit yet? And I'm going to tell you again and then I'll cut this out if I need to cut it out and blah, blah, blah. I looked down, the levels were moving, the mic was working, but I hadn't pressed record that time. So this is a bit of a fuck up episode. So this is the fuck up episode. Welcome back to the fuck up episode, everyone. So I don't know now, I still don't know if I mentioned this or not. But the thing that I was saying about the pot, for fuck's sake, I bet you I mentioned this already. I'm going to have to go back and listen. Because if I do all this again and go through the whole thing again and it's in there twice, I'm going to crack up. I'll be back in a second, yeah? Yeah, so I'm back. It is recording and... Yeah, so it is recording and the microphone is working. So we're back. We're back now and we're live, right? So when I came back... Yeah, so when I came back, I started recording. Never unmuted my mic. That was fine. Then I came back again, unmuted my mic, chatted away again, then looked down, I wasn't recording. But now I'm doing the both things. So, welcome back to the fuck up episode, and I'll continue on with my fucking story, what I was saying about when you're cooking a big dinner, right? So why is it when you're cooking a big dinner like that, right, does the pot lid want to take the piss out of you? And you're just there, and you go to mash your fucking veg or whatever you're doing, or you mash your spuds or whatever, right? And you take the pot lid and you put the pot lid down on the countertop with the handly bit facing the countertop because the top, the other bit has the steam on it, so it's wet. So if you put that down the counter, then you're putting a wet circle on your countertop, right? So I'd be like, yeah, I'll put it down on the handly bit. And then the pot lid decides to be like, oh, I'm free. I'm just going to frolic around the countertop and it's doing all the... That's what the fucking pot lid sounds like, because it's just doing this fucking rocking thing where it's trying to wait until it gets steady and it's going just fucking, and you just, I feel like, no, what it makes me feel like Shrek. Remember at the start of Shrek the third, is it? The one where he has the kids, and then Fiona is like, oh, Shrek, the toilet's blocked up. And then he's winding the child, and the child farts or burps or something. And then Fiona's like, well, better out than in, that's what I always say. And then every day is just the same. And then one day he just ends up snapping. Yeah, well, that's the way I feel like towards my pot, or my crockery, if that's what it's called. When it does that whole... and the pot lid just starts having a little fucking house party all over the top of the countertop. Know what I mean? I fucking, what else was I talking about? I definitely moved on from that. I did move on from that. I did. Oh, the fella driving. See, I said all this already, but it recorded with no sound, as I said. So I kind of didn't say this already. I did, but you didn't hear me saying it already. But yeah, this is the fuck up episode anyway, lads. Sorry about that. I was driving this morning, 8:15, I think it was, and there was a Dacia Duster in the lane next to me. We were both at like a slow kind of a walking speed of a drive, and I looked over, and your man was just smoking a cigar at 8:15 in the morning. I was thinking, what's he celebrating? Like, if he's not celebrating something, why is he having a cigar at 8:15 in the morning? If he's not celebrating something, and he didn't look happy. So he definitely wasn't celebrating something. And like, I know that people smoke because of the nicotine and the fucking and like it takes the edge off the say and all, like, don't they? And but like, do you get that from a cigar? Because you don't even inhale cigars, do you? Is there nicotine in cigars? Or is it just fucking bullshit that's in them? Or what? But what I want to know is, why was he driving along smoking a cigar that was about that size at 8:15 in the morning? And why do I encounter these people every day? Like, is God just going like, Walshy, look at this, and I'm going like, what? Why is that person doing that? And he's going, God is just like, I don't know. And then I'm like, but you're God, you should know. He's like, I don't fucking know, it's my day off, it's Monday or whatever. Do you get me? Because he only works Sundays, like, doesn't he? And like, how does these people just get presented into my life every day? I know that doesn't sound like the weirdest thing, but the things that I see do be weird, like, honestly. And yeah, I just want to know, like, am I the like, do I pay too much attention to what's going on around me? I know I do pay too much attention, but is that why I'm seeing all these people? Or do you see all these people too, but just don't bother telling people about them? Like, I can't imagine just seeing someone doing something mad or saying something mad or whatever, and me to not talk about it. Because it's like, if I don't tell anyone, like, who's going to know? And nobody's going to know that this fella was smoking a cigar at 8:15 in the morning, you know what I mean? 8:15, no, that's the time. So, I don't know, but, yeah, I don't know, I'm still not happy with the sound off this microphone. So, I don't know if you notice it or not, but it's annoying me anyway. Because I want to make sure it's good quality for you, as I already said, because, like, I don't know what it is, right? And now, if ye are podcast fans, I'm not saying with my podcast, but maybe with my podcast now, because I have a good few episodes out at this stage. I don't even know what number episode this is. But do you ever notice that when you're listening, or not, sorry, do you notice, but does it ever happen to anybody? I feel like when I'm listening to a podcast that I really, really like listening to, that I can taste the people's voices. It's not as if I get a physical taste in my mouth, but I feel like I'm getting that sensation in my brain when I hear certain voices on a podcast that I love to hear, or something. I don't know. So I wonder, is there some relation in your brain that's just like, is there some relation in your brain to flavors and to sounds that maybe it makes those voices pleasing to my brain, and maybe they go into the same type of thing that the pleasing tastes will go into. I wonder, is it linked in any way? Because I genuinely feel like it's the same sensation. It sounds weird now the way I'm saying it, but I feel like it's the same sensation when I hear certain voices in my ear for a long period of time, and then sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll think about it, and it just feels like it's hitting my taste buds or something. I don't know. It's very hard to explain. I wonder. I'll ask Dirty Gomi, will I? I wonder, do you remember his name? Well, bud, how are things?
No problem. If there's anything else you need, whether it's a follow up or another segment, just let me know. I'm here to help so we can keep it smooth and on track.
Can you remember your nickname?
Got it. I'll remember the nickname Dirty Gomi, so if you ever want to use it again, I'll be ready.
Okay, Dirty Gomi, come here, right? So, I listen to a podcast all the time and I love listening to it. The podcast hosts' voices, when I hear their voices and I think about it, it feels like it's activating my taste buds or something in my brain that my taste buds activate. It's like it's hitting the same spot as if I'm tasting something when I hear their voices. Is there any link between those two things?
Yeah, that's really fascinating. What you're describing is kind of a cross sensory experience. It's similar to something called synesthesia, where stimulation of one sense triggers a perception in another. So, in your case, the sound of their voices might be triggering a kind of mental flavor sensation. It's not super common, but it's definitely a real phenomenon.
What does phenomenon mean?
Good question. A phenomenon is basically something that happens or is observed. It could be a natural event, a scientific occurrence, or just a unique experience. In this case, it's just a way to describe this interesting link between sound and taste perception that you're having.
Thanks, ChatGPT. I love you.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help, and I appreciate you saying that. If there's anything else you want to explore or talk about, I'm here for it.
Okay, bye. Isn't that mad? So, it's a bit of a phenomenon. So, like, he didn't say that it was out of the realm of possibility. Like, he kind of said it as if, like, yeah, that sounds all right. Like, do you know what I mean? But maybe he just didn't want to tell me that I'm a fucking idiot or something. Maybe he doesn't have that in his vocabulary, or he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't have it in his CPU heart to break it to me that I'm just a fucking weirdo. But yeah, does anybody know what I'm talking about? Because I feel really weird explaining it. But then when it happens to me, I'm like, oh, there's that feeling again. But whereas when I'm explaining it, then I'm like, this sounds fucking very weird. I'd love to be someone's ear flavour, to be fair. I wonder what flavour I'd be if I was a flavour. Probably hazelnut. Yeah, I don't know. That's the first flavour that came into my head. Hazelnut. Imagine getting it. Can you get like a hazelnut vape? Yeah, you probably can, can't you? Why can't you get like savoury ones? Like a fucking spaghetti bolognese vape or bacon and cabbage or pizza vape. Pizza vape, that'd be fucking cool. I'd smoke one of them now if I could get my hands on one of them. But other than that, no, I wouldn't. You can keep your fucking strawberry latte cloud breeze dream. Don't they sound like smoothies, vapes? They sound the very exact same as smoothies, and I think it's mad. Yeah. So what am I saying? Oh yeah, lads, this is I'm all over the place now in this episode, so please just bear with me. But do you know what I think of regularly, and people think I'm mad for saying it? I wish I was a little bit shorter. It's like the opposite of that song. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Like, I wish I was a little bit shorter. I wish I was a baller. And people say, like, oh, you're 6 foot. You know, that's fucking a good height to be. And people like tall, or tall people are fucking cool and cool. No, but like, you know, it's people want to be tall. But then I'm just like, yeah, I know, but I feel like I'm a little bit too tall. And then I'm only 6 foot. Like, it's tall to some people, but like, there's people there that's 6'4" and fucking, do you know? I wonder how they feel. But I feel like I'm in a bit of a spot where certain things are too short for me. But then if I get the tall, like the bigger one, it'd be too baggy for me or something when I'm wearing it. You know, that kind of way. So I'd love to be like half a foot taller, shorter. But and then I'm a size 10 in a shoe as well. And like, if I was like a 7 or 8, do you ever see their little tackies, like decent, pure tidy looking? I feel like my tackies are a little bit long looking sometimes. And then I see other people with a smaller foot and their tackies are just tidy. And I'm like, oh, look, just the tidy little tackies on fucking him. And he's only 5'8" or 5'6" or fucking, whatever. And yeah. And I'd be like, I wish I was that. But then people think I'm mad because people want to be tall and people like tallness. And yeah, so it's a random thought of the day. I have a Snapchat voice note that I got in. So I'm going to play that for you. You can send your... Is that it? No, that's not it. What's that? Downloads. Oh man, I should have probably done this properly. No phone link. I probably should have done this. Do what's today? Yeah, yeah, that's it. So I have it on the screen here now. But yeah, you can send me your voice notes and send me questions and send me just random things that you think of. Even, do you know what I mean? Maybe stories. No, would be better because random things that you think of might be just a bit fucking shit or something. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to tell me random stories, or if anything that I say reminds you of something, fucking a story that you might have or a question that you might have, just send it in and I'll play it. I have been slacking on this front a little bit, but that's because not that many things came in, and then the few things that did come in, I kind of lost track of them, to be honest with you, because they're just coming in on my normal social media. If I had somebody to go through them or fucking whatever, or even if they were getting sent in by email, it'd be easier to organise them. But yeah, sometimes they just get lost. So if anyone has sent me stuff and I said I was going to play it, if you could just send me another message to remind me. But this one comes in from Mac, so bear with me now a minute. I don't know what this is about, by the way, because I just record it and put it on my laptop and play it while I'm hearing it, while you're hearing it, basically. So let us hope that this plays. Here we go. And he didn't even tell me what the yoke was like. Bud, what was it like? All right, okay. He just prick teased us. Mac, Bud, what's the story? Wait a minute now. I'm sending him a voice note. Because that's fucking acting a bollocks. He's going to listen back to this now and he'll hear it and he'll be like, oh, that's when he sent me the voice note. Wait a minute now. He's after sending me a message. My big moment incoming. If you're recording, tell them... Wait a minute now. My big moment incoming. If you're recording, tell them they aren't a real unit if they don't know chips and something, or chicken and something, or pork and something. Right, after fucking... He's after redeeming himself there now with that reply. But, Bud, I'm just recording the podcast there now. I'm actually speaking to you from beyond the podcast, right? This voice note is in the podcast and you're going to hear it when you listen to the podcast. Why did you fucking tell me what you were getting in the deli and then not come back and tell me what it was like? What the fuck, man? Like, at least update me, you know what I mean? Now, everyone is on the edge of their seat. There's some people trying to drive, and now they're on the edge of their seat, and they're trying to drive, and they're going, oh, I wonder what his fucking rap was like. And he didn't even get a rap in the mouth after deli worker. Some people, boy, sick to death of fake people. But you'll have to get back to us and let me know, and I'll play it on next week's episode. And you're going to have to come up with something else now as well to come back from this, because that's acting the bollocks, bud. Thanks very much. Thanks for listening, and thanks for being a loyal fan, and have a good Now, gave him a piece of my mind. He'll think twice before he prick teases us anymore. True, my loyal followers, my unitics. Yeah. So, yeah, because I think it's a thing of like contaminating food with hot and cold together or something like that because one is chilled. But then again, cheese is chilled. Do you know, but it's meats, isn't it? Or is it fish? Or what is it? I don't know. But it's rotten anyway, either way. Oh, if he sends back if he sends back a voice note, I won't know if it's safe to play or not. So I'm not going to play it. But I was in just when he said there about going into the deli. It reminded me of a deli that I was at where I got those fucking popcorn chickens that I put on my popcorn chickens. He says that I put on my story that day. They were mad money and there was about 4 in it. But when I walked down to the back, I was going down getting a drink, and there was a man and his 2 daughters there, and the man picked up something. I can't remember what aisle he was walking through, but he picked up something. He looked at one of his daughters. She must have been only about 13, and he looked at her and he held the oak and he goes, "Is that good tack? Is that good tack?" He says. I remember, and it reminded me years ago. My brother got Swarfiga from somewhere. Do you know that stuff that's like kind of grippy for washing your hands for like for mechanics and stuff like that? It's like a gritty hand wash, and my brother got some of it from somewhere, or maybe I got it from somewhere, and we put it into like a pint of milk. We squirted it into it and took it home. And he was doing, I think he was doing a clutch on my car or something like that, and he needed to wash his hands. And my sister goes, or no, I needed to wash my hands, sorry. And my sister goes, "That tack is in the bathroom." I was like, "What?" And she goes, "The tack." I goes, "What do you mean the tack?" And she was like, that's what he said it's called, good tack. I was like, "You fucking serious? That just means this is good." Like, tack is just another word for, like, if you don't know, like, tack is just another word for stuff. Like it's good tack that. You could be on about fucking pasta, like. Um, but yeah, asking his daughter, "Is that good tack?" Like, the child is probably looking at him going, "What do you want about?" Maybe he was just trying to be an annoying dad, and I'm all for that, like, because that's funny. Um, I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier, lads. Would you believe that? I'm trying to drink a bit of water and eat less shit, and it's going all right. It's going all right. Do you remember? Did I? I think I mentioned it the time I had Domino's. I did when I had Domino's recently, and person was at the counter in front of me saying that they wanted spicy as a topping. But that day when I was leaving with the pizza, I when I was on the way in with the pizza for the pizza, Jesus Christ, I spotted a pregnancy test on the ground outside Domino's, like, and I was like, that's a fucking weird place to have just a pregnancy test thrown, and like, actually, I wonder, I should have fucking had a closer look, not touched it or anything, like actually be piss on it, but just to check that it said pregnant or not pregnant. Imagine getting a pregnancy test and it says pregnant, you just throw your pregnancy test outside Domino's Pizza, like, and I was thinking then, it was like, wait a minute now, I'm outside a fast food place, a pizza place, and there's a pregnancy test on the ground. There's a link here somewhere now. I can make something funny out of this to say like, "No, you're not pregnant. It's just a large pizza. You shouldn't have had." And while I was waiting for my large pizza, like, but I forgot then to I forgot then to take a video of the thing when I was leaving, because when I was leaving, I was thinking, should I look at this now and see is it the right pizza? And I was like, nah, they know what they're doing. Surely it's the right pizza. It wasn't the right pizza. And your man follied me out then. What are you follying me for? So I never got to do my funny thing. But I have a message here. A question that came in on Spotify. I might read out, actually. I don't know. I'll check the message that I have screenshot anyway. Where are we? See, I need to find a way to have all of these things in the same place. It would be so much handier. So, Jake, a question for your next pod. I'm assuming that's Badger. I'm fully sure it is. So, a question for your next pod. If you had a chance to spend a day with 3 famous people, past or present, who would they be? So when you say past or present, does that mean that they can be resting in peace? Because that broadens my fucking answer a lot. Like, who? 3 people? I think I'm going to have to bring Tupac back. I think Tupac is going to have to be involved. Michelle Keegan. Do you know fucking Tina off Coronation Street? Is that her name, Tina? Her anyway, because I'm in love with her. And who else? Why do I just keep thinking of soaps? I was thinking, what about Phil Mitchell? But there's way more cooler people out in the world, like. Tupac, Michelle Keegan. What would we do, though? What would I do? Take him to the chipper and stuff, like? I'm trying to think. Like, if someone said, like, oh, what would your ideal day be? What would you do? I'm like, I don't fucking know. So then when I'm trying to think of, like, with famous people, I still don't know. So who are we picking? Tupac, Michelle Keegan, and what about Morgan Freeman? And I could just get him to narrate everything that we do. I was just going to try to do his voice, and I was going to do David Attenborough. Wait a minute, I wonder would I prefer David Attenborough? Here we see Tina from Coronation Street, Walshunit, and Tupac Shakur going to the chipper. And you're like, all right, Dave, what do you want? Fucking salt and vinegar or not? Yes, I think I would like some salt and vinegar. I know I don't sound like him, but like, I sound more like him like that than if I was doing my normal voice. So it's a start, like. So Tupac, Michelle Keegan, and Tupac, Tina, and David Attenborough walk into a bar. But that's my pick. That's who I'm going to pick, the 3 of them, because yeah, my brain is just not working. My brain is not braining. It's just not working as it should. But yeah, so that was that. What else have we got? Let me see. Oh yeah, so does anybody remember? I was meant to talk about this last week and I never did. I can't remember. Someone texted me about it and they said they were waiting for it, and I never ended up getting to it. Does anybody remember the tokens that you used to be able to collect off the milk cartons? Right. So if people don't know about it, what it was is, so do you know the plastic, like a 2 litre or 1 litre of milk, and they have the red lid on top, yeah? So if you collected that lid, that would be the equivalent of 1 token, I think, right? And then you save them all up, put them into a bag or whatever, right? And then there was also the cardboard, like the cartons of milk, and they had a stamp on the top of it next to where you open it. And lads, do you know the way now the carton of milk has the little plastic roundy thing that you open? That wasn't there. Do you remember that, Cham? I forgot all about that until right now. But remember that wasn't there, and you used to have to open the milk by the side. You used to have to rip that bit and then catch the 2 wing bits and then rip it and then like make that triangular thing on the front. Lad, that was gammy actually. And do you remember if you did it wrong, then the milk would be fucking spilling everywhere like a piss horn. That's mad thinking of that. I haven't thought of that in years. But yeah, it was the stamps that I was getting to. So don't be thinking no, like, yo, you had this fucking topic thought of. Yeah, I did, but I didn't have the fact that the milks used to open the way that they open now. That's mental. It's not that mental, but it's mental, isn't it? But anyway, you would cut the top of the carton of the cartons, and you cut your stamp out of that. And when you have those tokens, then you used to be able to go to a building, which I think it was Madden's Milk, was it? And it used to be over by, is it Salesians? Salesians, is it? Is that the one by the little roundabout where Salesians used to be? I think. And if you go down, then you'll be going down by the Rowing Club. So it'd be where the Scare Factory sets up, around there. And you used to be able to go in there, and there used to be all things on shelves behind the person. There'd be a person there serving, we'll just say there'll be a toaster and it would say 500 on the toaster or something like that. And then there might be a kettle and the kettle might say 500. And there might be a TV then that's like fucking 2,000 or something like that. And then if you get that many tokens, you can go down and trade those tokens in and get fucking things that's there. And that's a fucking cool thing to have. And they just don't do that anymore. Like, that seems like something that they should do now or could do now. But it's a mad incentive, like, you know, to buy that brand of milk, like, because I know there's people there like that buy, like, I don't mind, I'll buy any milk, well, like full fat or low fat, but I'm not fussy on the brand as long as there's a good date on it. But I know, like, if there was certain milks, we'll just say like fucking Golden Vale or something like that. Actually, Madden's is gone, isn't it? Madden's milk. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. Sure, it's not. Fuck it, I might be. No, yeah, it is gone. It's definitely gone. But it'd be a good incentive if a milk company or something like that could bring that back, like, or even if they did that with the deposit return scheme. Imagine that. But then again, imagine having to keep that many bottles. But they could do it with the lids. But isn't that mad? That's just something that I haven't thought of in years, and I don't know why it came into my head recently. And I think I might have talked about it on the TikTok Live or something like that. It was the TikTok Live, yeah, because we were on at Walshunit 41. We were on TikTok Live, and I was just talking about all old things like old sweets and this and that, and that came up in conversation then, and that's what made me think of it. And I never mentioned it on last week's, so now I'm mentioning it. But that's mad. So for the ones of you who either remember that, then remember that. And for the ones of you who don't remember that, that was a thing. Isn't that cool? I think it's cool anyway, and I think it was a good incentive and a smart move for that brand. 99% sure it was Madden's that did it. But yeah, it's gas to think back on things from years ago. Like, I was only thinking about I was eating a Rice Krispie square bar before I recorded. I was eating one of them, and it was actually a cookies and cream flavour one. I've never had them before. And I was thinking, like, back when, I remember years ago, like, Rice Krispie squares, maybe they weren't out that long, or else we just never had them at home or whatever. But I remember they were a bit of a novelty thing, like, you know what I mean? So I remember it was around that time, and I was only about that height. I can't remember what age I was or anything like that, but I remember one of the boys, I think it was his 13th birthday or something like that, and we went into Tesco, or no, Crazy Prices at the time, and the lads were fucking robbing things, like, and we were only fucking kids now. I know that obviously it's wrong, but we ended up fucking getting caught. And like, I don't even think I had anything in my pockets. I can't remember what age it would have been. I was only fucking about 10, and they got caught, and we got tore into this fucking back room, and they were like, don't ever come back into any Crazy Prices or any Tesco. This was before Tesco even came in. Don't even come back into one in Ireland again. And I remember for years I was fucking terrified to even go into Tesco. You know, when it first opened, a lot of people were like, oh, Tesco, what's this about? And I was even afraid to go in, like, because I was thinking, oh no, sure, your man fucking threw us out of there because the boys were robbing and all. And yeah, that's just something that I was thinking about from years ago. It's mad to think back, like, and I'm glad that they got caught as well, because, like, it made me even more fucking shitting it of doing anything like that. So I was smart enough then to not do shit like that and get in trouble growing up. So yeah, it's mad to think of it. But yeah, fucking Jesus, I'm all over the place on this episode now because of what happened, because of the whole episode getting cut and the phone call interrupted me, and then not having the, what am I saying? Do you know what? I haven't checked in ages? My YouTube comments. I must have a look at them, because there's probably messages in there from people that I should have looked at. But yeah, sorry, because of the mic cutting off and fucking not having it on and recording with no fucking thing and not pressing the record button, then it has me up in a condition. So that's good, isn't it? delighted with that now. But 1 second. So yeah, if you can keep sending me things, lads, because as I said, I need more things to be sent to the pod. So here we go. We will go into the comments, into the podcast, into the one with Gani, and we'll just see is there any comments on that. So Gani definitely needs to come back for another episode. OMG, such a strong Limerick accent the guest has. Wasn't expecting that. All right. I'm commenting as I'm watching. Shot out. Oh shit, I don't know what that means. Never laughed so much watching this episode. Brilliant, really needed it today. Brilliant. Costcutter's Deli is very nice. You're right about Abra. The one in Cork is way different to Limerick. Is it, yeah? I never knew that. Yup, the SIR and VTI, Chrissy Walsh in the detail studio in Cork. And people saying it was brilliant. And oh, wait now a minute. Here we go. So, thank God the brake lights are off on the mic. Oh, fuck it, yeah. This, what's his name? Mark Coleman. He keeps commenting on my live saying, oh, the brake lights are off and are the brake lights stuck on your microphone, lad? And I think he says lad anyway. But, and I keep forgetting to turn the light back on. Because when I just turned it back on now. When I was doing, with the two of them, it's doing it again now. See, it reflecting on my fucking sign. That's why I have it turned off. It's annoying me. Oh, I don't like that now. Get out of it. No, there we go. But, what am I saying? So, did you know sharks never stop swimming all their life? What? Is that right? So, like, even when they're asleep? Imagine trying to have to swim in your sleep. You'd be fucking bollocksed. You wouldn't be, like, you'd never be fully rested, like, would you? Be like, oh, I'm bollocks now today. Inside work or something like that. And be like, where are you? Yeah, what time are you in bed? Oh, I was in bed at 10, but I was fucking swimming all night. I'd be fucking wrecked from it, boy. And all their hands didn't be all wrinkly and everything. The Mind the Swinging Chair Makes No Difference podcast is still shit. Oh, thanks, Stella. That's nice. Thank you. Just kidding, in case that wasn't obvious. Yeah, no, I knew that. Happy Easter, bud. Great episode as usual. I'm going to watch your next one with my arm held up in the air till I finish. Cheers. So that was the one about the Harp Book of Records. And Owen said, unbelievable, like, keep up the good work. So, man. Happy Easter. Another good episode. Yeah, I should. Yeah, see, I knew there was no. I didn't think there was questions, but yeah, there isn't questions, is there? Fuck it, anyway. But yeah, I'm struggling, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit struggling. Did I tell you about the parallel roll? I don't know what's going on with me, lads. I think it's definitely because of the episode fucking up. And now I feel like I'm up in a heap because I don't know what I talked about. I don't know what I didn't talk about. But did I tell you about that parallel roll that I got a couple of weeks ago? I put it on my Snapchat story, right? Do you ever go into a deli and you get a roll and they cut it in half and they put the two halves next to each other and wrap them up? Can anyone in a deli please tell me why you do that, right? Also, do you ever see, actually, when you go to a deli and they're the type of deli that gives you tinfoil on their rolls? Is that horrible? Or cling film? I do not like. I feel like I can taste the tinfoil and I feel like I can taste the cling film off the roll if it's like that. So, am I mad in saying that? And also, why do you do the parallel rolls? Why aren't they? It's not perpendicular, is it? What's the other way called? Like when you just cut a roll normally and just leave it and wrap it up that way. But when they're next door to each other, that's parallel. But what's the other one? Is that perpendicular? I don't even know. Is it? I don't know. This is shit podcast, lads. What are you even listening for? Fuck this podcast. True? Am I right? Would you fart in front of your girlfriend? No. Because if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't. And I heard them talking about that on another podcast. And they were on about farting in front of people. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'd be weird like that. And you'd think that it's like fucking just at the start of a relationship or something that you wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't anyway. But then it ends up when you're seeing him for a while, you still wouldn't fart. Well, I wouldn't anyway. And like, yeah, I don't know. And there's some people then, there's some couples in that are pure open, be in the bathroom at the same time and everything. Couldn't do all that crack now. Wouldn't be for me. But each to their own, I suppose. Yeah, this is a fucking stupid episode. This is even worse than the big long stupid thing episode. But I'll definitely make it better. I'll definitely make a better episode next week because I'll be more prepared and I'll make sure to not look at my phone so that I can't get any phone calls. Yeah. So yeah, I think I feel like I'm just kind of pulling things out of the fucking sky now. But I suppose that's what this podcast is really, isn't it? It's just me pulling things out of the sky and you're going, oh yeah, fucking massive, what's he on about? Just pull that out of the sky. But so on a totally unrelated matter, as always, have you used AIB Zip Pay? Or actually, no, it's not just AIB. It's AIB and Bank of Ireland and Permanent TSB, I think. But you can just send money to someone's phone number like Revolut, and it arrives instantly, just like Revolut. Whereas before, if you send it from bank to bank, we can go bank for bank, we can go M for M, go on mill for the Maybach truck, double out the factory rims. But now you can just go into your app and you can go to Zip Pay, and you can select someone's phone number and you can send it on. So yeah, these are just all little things that I have notes of for God knows how long, and I might as well just go through them now while I feel like I don't know what's going on. Do you get me? Bebo is meant to be coming back. Did you see Bebo's meant to be coming back? And I actually checked it. I actually clicked into the App Store a while ago. Is it called the App Store? Yeah, the App Store on iPhone, yeah. I clicked into the App Store a while ago to see was it available, and there was like one or two things that said Bebo. One thing that said Bebo, I think, and then another one said like Bebo, but it had two O's, but it was like a recipe fucking app or something like that. And I don't remember what the first one was, but it wasn't social media thing anyway. So I don't know, is it actually coming back or what? But when I typed it in, went into like bebo.com, it comes up saying like a text version of a podcast or something like that. Go into it and have a look if you just type in bebo.com, and there's this like weird intro thing saying something about a podcast in text form or something like that. But yeah, I don't know, lads. I'm genuinely fucking just blank. I'm just blank. I had a picture up of I posted a meme earlier of a Spider-Man wallet, yeah, and it just says like it just says on it, "Don't worry, babe, I'll pay," or something like that. And then it's just a picture of a Spider-Man wallet. And a girl replied to my story and said, "Where did you get that? My son is looking for one." It's like, it's just a fucking meme. I don't know, like. But I spent years, even up into my adult years, without having a wallet. Is that very weird? But like, I know I'm a big child and everything like that, but I just didn't have a wallet for years. I used to, when I was younger now, not when I was fucking grown up, but when I was younger, I used to keep my money in my sock, like down by my ankle, like that's where my money used to be, because like we wearing tracksuits and stuff like that and it'd fall out of the pockets. Isn't that's weird as well, isn't it? It's like the ones that put the money down their bra and then go into the shop, and you can see the fucking heat generating off the money when you're handing it over the counter, and the person is kind of half horrified. But yeah, lads, I'm gonna have to fucking love you and leave you. And I feel like this episode is going to be a little bit short. I'm going to have to clip in the other bits that I was doing, and hopefully that brings it up to close to an hour. I'm not sure if it will, but there's no point in me dragging on and just trying to pull things out of the fucking sky. I'm just going to have to be more prepared next week. To be honest, I'm recording this episode a little bit earlier in the week, so I haven't had the full week to prepare like I normally do. This is not that long after the last episode, so maybe that's why I'm struggling. But definitely there was a lot of issues beforehand with the mic, with showing the mic and stuff like that, and then there was the bullshit with the fucking phone call and everything else. So yeah, I apologise. Probably not a great episode. Might be some little bits in there that you found funny or interesting. Send people my episodes if you can, or even just my profiles on anything. Maybe not this episode, maybe a better episode than this. And tell them to give a listen, and tell them that this was an off week and next week will be better. And yeah, all the socials at Walshunit. TikTok is Walshunit41. YouTube, Spotify, fucking Apple Podcasts, and there's about, I don't know, there's more podcasts as well. There's like some of the generic podcast apps as well. I should be on there too. Yeah, so yeah, follow me and fucking do all the things, and I will leave you alone, and I will love you at the same time, and I will ask you to come back next week for more and for better content. And I apologise for this episode, and I love you. And oh sorry, I just said I love you, I'm shy. Yeah, so anyway, as always, have a good and enjoy the rest of your week, I suppose, because it's still not the end of the week, but it's going to be the end of the week when you listen. So I hope you enjoyed the end of your week. Or fucking hell, I was going to, yeah. Anyway, good luck. Have a good.
The unit, 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 the unit.